Hey you, welcome to my channel. I'm 𝘦𝘁𝘕, and have you guys noticed how exhausting this year has been? And we just got started. It's literally the first month of the year. We haven't even finished the first month, and life has just been so draining. And I know we have so much going on in the world. We have, that whole United Healthcare situation, which is still currently going on. We had the New Orleans attacks on New Year's. We had the wildfires. We have Trump election. All of these things going on. And on top of that, we had the TikTok ban and everything going on with that. And it feels like no matter how hard you work, it's not enough. It's just not enough. And me, as someone who has been doing YouTube for a while, I have just been feeling complete and utter burnout. And I know that could be hard to believe for a lot of people, because they're just like, oh, but you're on YouTube, you're on social media. And when I tell you guys, it's a job. It literally is a job. And I'll go through everything that I went through. But I want to show you this video because I saw this video yesterday and it's kind of lived in my head rent-free. So let me know if you relate to it. This is it right here from TikTok.
Does it ever happen to you where you feel so burnt out that all you do is lie in bed in your free time, but then you feel hella guilty for not doing anything productive, and then it just sends you into a spiral of feeling shitty about yourself, even though you already felt shitty about yourself? Or is that just me?
See, like, that is literally where I'm at right now. I'm just burnt out, trying my best, and it feels like it's not enough. There's times where I just want to lay down and not do anything for a whole day. But then I'm so hyper independent, or I'm so used to constantly moving, that I feel like a horrible person, or I'm not doing a good job, or I'm not doing enough if I'm taking a rest day. And especially with my streams that I tried to do, these streams right now, it's just like having to keep up with it, maintaining and things like that. But even more so, trying to keep up with current events. I'm tired. I'm just tired. It's like everything coming into our face is something negative. And I really wish we had more positive news going on. But yeah, because I've been focusing on, especially with my streams and the issue with that, and my Wi-Fi going in and out, and having to record my streams and just upload them until I'm able to get a better service, having to do research for the streams themselves, mainly looking at cases, which can tend to be a bit morbid, then also recording my hauls on top of that, or any hair or makeup tutorial on top of that, and then having to keep up with posting to other platforms, because you can't just do one platform now. You have to go on every platform. You have to cross promote everywhere, because sometimes that video you post, or that reel, or that short you post is not going to do good on YouTube, but it might do good on Instagram. Let's be honest, it's not really going to do good on Instagram unless you're a big account, because of how their algorithm works. But you might post it on TikTok, and that's where it does good, or it does bad on TikTok, but who knows, it might do good on Note. And it's so much, and I think for me personally, it's been taking a toll on my energy, on my mood. There's times where I literally do not want to hang out with anybody. I don't want to talk to anybody. I don't want to do anything. And then you end up in a rut of just depression over and over again. But I will say, the burnout phase, one thing I'm learning is burnout means you need your rest. And I know for me personally, it's hard to say like, okay, I need my rest and I still feel productive. But that's how you have to look at it. It's coming more to me now that burnout is not you being lazy. It's not you procrastinating. It's your body telling you you have been working really, really hard. And you might not notice how hard you've been working. Sorry for the noise, guys. But yeah, you might not notice how hard you've been working. You might not even be able to see like the results of all your hard work, or you know, your hard work is taking time to show results, but you have been working hard and you deserve rest. And sometimes resting is not procrastination. Sometimes resting is being productive. It's like saying, it's like stretching. Like for many people, they look, when they go to their workout, they're like, oh, what's the point of stretching? It doesn't build muscle. It doesn't do this, right? But if you incorporate stretching into your routine, it increases your movement, you know? It helps you decrease soreness. It increases your flexibility. Stretching is one of those things where the more you do it over time, the better other things around it get. How do I put it? You can't climb a mountain if you're exhausted. So you taking that break, that listening to your burnout and going, okay, I have been working hard, I need to take a 2-minute, a 3-minute break. That 2-minute, 3-minute break could rejuvenate you so much that next thing you know, you are going at a much faster rate up the mountain versus you taking a slow time, having to take breathers because you don't want to stop and you just want to keep going. We're not machines. That's one thing I learned. I'm not a machine. I can work nonstop, and when I focus on something, I can focus and I can sit there for hours. But once I crash. And sometimes that rest is what you need to not crash. I feel like I'm all over the place, guys. I'm really, really sorry for that. But yeah, that's the thing that I'm working on now, is learning to, or realizing that it's okay to take a step back. It's okay to pivot. It's okay to change direction. It's okay to pause. It's okay to say, hey, I've been working for a while, I need a break. And I don't know if you notice, usually when you come back from a break, you feel more rejuvenated, you feel more motivated, you have new ideas, you're expressing yourself creatively better, or you're glowing. And it makes sense. It makes sense. And I'm going to use TV shows as an example, right? TV shows, I'd say it's a long-running series. They tend to have like 2 breaks. They tend to have the winter holiday break, and they tend to have the end of season, usually sometimes around summer break, or post, like end of summer break, where they're off for like maybe 1 or 2 weeks. And have you guys noticed, like, when a show takes a break and it comes back, the characters don't feel as stale, versus a show where it's like everything keeps, it's like a new episode every single week, and it's like that for a whole year. And it just gets so stale. It becomes background noise. And yeah, it becomes background noise. But also take a, like for instance, with myself, I decided to, like maybe beginning of last year, end of the year before, I pre-recorded all of my reels, and I kind of reused some old ones, and I gave myself a little break to decide what I'm gonna do, what I want to try, new things and things like that. And I noticed that I feel like more and more every time I take a little break to rediscover myself, to give myself a chance to breathe, I come up with new ideas. And sometimes they're hits, sometimes they're misses, or majority of times they're misses. It's okay, because those new ideas propel me to new ideas, or propel me to learn how to do something else, or create something else, or things like that. So this world is doing the most. I think everybody needs a break. I think everybody is on burnout. I think America is on burnout. America needs to be single again. That's my personal opinion. It needs a break. And you know, what I'm trying to do to get through this burnout is I'm trying to appreciate little things more. I'm trying to pat myself on the back a little bit more. I feel like I look for external validation sometimes. I'm like, you know, like when you do a test or you submit homework, you're like, oh look, I finished this. Is it good? Is it this? Is it that? Or when you do a new project or let's say like you post up a new video, or you post up a short or a reel or whatever, and you're looking for it to be like, okay, how many likes does it get? How many comments does it get? Is this good? It's like you're constantly asking, is this good? Is this good? Is this good? And after doing that so much times, you just get burnt out. And in this period, I'm just like, you know what? I have to tell myself this is good. I have to do this for myself first. That's the main thing I'm learning in this burnout phase, is to be able to give myself props. You know, there's something, there was a quote I saw yesterday, or a video I saw yesterday with a quote, and it was just like, yo, nobody around you has to like you, nobody around you has to love you, they don't have to respect you, but when you look in the mirror, you have to love yourself. And I think, actually, now that I'm talking about it, I'm just like, you know what? I think burnout is your body's way of saying you need rest and you need to love on yourself a little bit more. So sometimes these are some things that I do. One, I try to be nicer to myself. I try to tell myself, look how far you've come. I try to, even if it's something small, I try to just be grateful for it. Living with a more grateful mindset definitely changed my mind. And I'll get into that specifically, because that has more to do with building up my YouTube account, going into content creation, whether you're going in TikTok, social media. I'll speak on how that grateful mindset completely changed how I approached it, and actually kind of upped everything else. But yeah, I try to I try to be more grateful with little things. I try to treat myself nicer, be kinder to myself, give myself a pat on the back every once in a while. I try to do things I love outside of work and things like that. I try to treat myself to things. So for instance, at-home spa day, not at-home spa day, or if I like chocolate, I'll get myself chocolate, and I won't be like, oh, let me watch the calories. I'll be like, I deserve this is good, or things like that. Sometimes you gotta treat yourself like the boyfriend or girlfriend you always wanted. You know, you love yourself first. You are first in line for loving yourself, so then you should also give that love to yourself. But yeah, with the grateful mindset, when I started my YouTube account, I had like nobody. I had nobody. I was advised by a friend who was a YouTuber to go into YouTube. They said I would be good at it. I was hesitant. I was like, I'm not good at talking to the camera. I'm not good at this. I'm not good at that. But I said, you know what, F it. Let me try it. And at first, when I started, I would beat myself down so crazy, because it'd be like, oh, there's no views, there's no one going on my live, there's no comments, there's no likes, there's nothing. And those, I think, were my slowest periods, especially in building my YouTube, especially in building my TikTok. But definitely with my YouTube, that was my main focus. And it was when I started to be thankful for every little thing that I feel like it started to up. And it's still slow, but it's consistent, and I appreciate it so much. So I went from being upset that no one was on my live, no one was engaging, no one was liking, no one was commenting, to, you know, being grateful that one person followed, or being grateful that 2 people viewed my videos, or things like that. But definitely, even with the 1 follower on YouTube, I would just open my phone, look at it, and be like, thank you so much. Because if you think about it, right, that one person could lead to the next person, could lead to the next person, to the next person, to the next person. Oh, you had only 25 people view your video? Well, imagine being in front of people in person and there's 25 people around you watching you. That's a lot of people. You know? Maybe you can't recognize it because it's a screen and you don't know who those people are, but let's say you're a dancer, right? Dancing in your room is fun. Dancing without anybody around is fun. But then, have you ever danced in front of 1 person? It could be intimidating. Have you ever danced in front of 25 people? Even more intimidating, you know? So even if it's just 25 people, even if it's just 1 person, that's 1 person that you have watching you. That's 1 person that's taking time and effort. And even if they don't like it, even if they don't do anything, that's still 1 person that's taking time out to watch your video, to look at your video. And like I said, it's so much different on a digital screen than it is in person. Because if you had 25 people in front of you during a performance, you might think, wow, I'm doing a really good job. Or wow, that many people came out. Or wow, it wasn't a completely dead crowd because I had a group of people there, you know? So little things like that. And I found that definitely when I started to be more grateful for the little things, life started to look a bit better. I was happier more. I was doing much better on my platforms. So that's the one thing that works for me, is looking for the glimmers. That's what it's called. It's like the little glimmers in your day that just brighten your day. And majority of the time I found that those glimmers happen when you're just thankful for something. Oh, you saw some butterflies on the street over there? Wow, that's nice. Butterflies barely come out in large groups. That's so beautiful. That could be a glimmer in your day. Oh, you got ice cream? You haven't had ice cream in a while? That could be a glimmer in your day. And those little glimmers, I personally feel like, get rid of burnout so quickly. Like, looking for little things you enjoy. Oh, you really like that TV show, you really like that anime, you really like that movie, and you watch it and it gives you good vibes? Good. That's how you recharge yourself. Doing things that you love. Being kind to yourself. Telling yourself thank you. Being appreciative. It really makes a difference. And I know I've been rambling on this whole thing. But yeah, I know a lot of people look at content creation as if it's not a real job. but it's a lot of work. You are not only the artist in front of the camera. For many people, especially when you're starting off, you're also the cameraman. You're also the lighting team, the wardrobe, the hair, the makeup team. You are set design. If you use a set, if you don't use a set and you're using a green screen, then you are also an editor. If you edit your own videos, you're an editor. You deal with audio, you're the audio team. And then on top of that, you are your own social media manager. You are your own PR, all these things. And you're expected to do that, especially with how social media is for many people. Like, for instance, on TikTok, they were saying you have to post 3 times a day. And it can get exhausting. It can get very, very exhausting. But yeah, that's really where I'm at with it. Is I'm burnt out. I'm tired of all the negativity going on in the world. I wish we had more talks about some good things going on in the world. Like, I wish there was some talks about, like, oh, we just discovered how to cure XYZ. That's amazing. That'd be great news to have around, but we barely hear about things like that. Or, you know, found the world's happiest cow. I don't know. I would love to see the world's happiest cow. I love looking at animals. I love animals. And actually, that's one of the ways you could do it, is playing with an animal. Apparently, petting a dog, petting a cat, petting any animal, the act of petting releases endorphins into your body. So that's good right there. But I know I've been rambling this whole time. This is my stream, so I get to ramble. And if you guys like the rambling, please let me know, because I don't know what to do on my streams half the time, and I'm tired. I'm so tired of talking about some cases. But if you have dealt with burnout, you know, let me know, how do you manage it? Let me know all in the comments below. I'd really, really love to hear from you. I'd really love to learn from you. And I hope we could teach each other as well. But yeah, that's where I'm at today. That's why I did not do my usual current event stream. I'm just burnt out. I'm tired.